Hi guys, happy second Sunday, August 2020. Well guys, I'm going to chat to you about Cebu. In my previous videos, I chatted to you about my journey in Manila and Cavite and Tagaytay. That was in 2019. I did go back to the Philippines last year guys. It was December 10th and I came back. So that was 2019, December 10th. And I got back home 2020. And it was about the 31st of January when I got back home this year. So I went last year and got back early this year. And I just missed the coronavirus. The coronavirus, it was there in the Philippines. But it was really little, guys. And only I think there was a few that had the coronavirus. I think there was 3. They fetched it back from China, as I believe. And I got home about a week after that, 2 weeks after that. So I'm going to chat to you guys about my journeys to Cebu. So I went from the UK, England. I went to Manchester Airport here in the UK, England. So I flew from Manchester via Hong Kong. Yeah, you'll learn something about this journey, guys. When I went from Manchester to Hong Kong, in my previous videos, I told you I nearly missed my plane from when I went to Manila. I nearly missed the plane, guys, from the UK to Doha, Qatar. I nearly missed it by minutes. And then on my way back from Manila, guys, I missed my plane. So I learned the lesson. So when I booked the holiday this time, guys, the ticket, I got a 2.5 hours delay. That means, guys, when I flew from England and I flew to Hong Kong, I asked for a 2-hour delay. So I was in Hong Kong for 2.5 hours just to make sure, excuse me, just to make sure I was going to catch the plane to Cebu. I didn't want to miss the plane. So I got a 2.5 hour layover. I got there 2.5 hours before my flight to Cebu. So I flew to Hong Kong, guys. Wow. It's really big. The airport in Hong Kong, guys, really big. So I shot around Hong Kong. But I was there probably 40-50 minutes before the plane flew. Flew to into Cebu. So I had plenty of time. So I got my plane to Cebu. Anyway, guys, I got on the plane in Hong Kong, going to Cebu, and I found my seat, and I was at the window. So I'm sitting there at the window, and along comes this Filipino girl. She's only a little one. I think she's married. She's married to a guy in Scotland. Yeah, in England, UK. She said she's married to a guy in Scotland. But she's going back home to see her mama and papa. Because it's Christmas. Christmas time, guys. It's December. So, anyway, guys. She's only small, tiny girl. Nice girl. And she can't reach to put her case up in the luggage. So I pick her case up and I put it in the luggage, and she sat down. And there was another guy at the side. And, I think he was from Amsterdam. He was Dutch, guys. In fact, I thought the couple were together. But who knows? So I gave him an hand and I put his case up in the... I gave him an hand and we stuck it in we stuck the suitcase up in the luggage area. So I'm chatting away to the girl and I say, And I say, "Hi, where are you going?" And she says, "I'm going to Dumagetti." But, because I'm chatting to her about Dumagetti, but she's not going into Dumagetti. When she goes to the port, instead of going into Dumagetti, she's going to take a left. No, she's taking a right. It's a left to Dumagetti. So that's the way she's going. So I'm chatting to her on the plane, and the air stewardess, she brings Mancy, did I tell you about? Yeah, I think the journey, guys, from the UK, from Manchester to Hong Kong, it was fine. It got hectic. When I got to Hong Kong, it was hectic, because I was running around, it's that big. So anyway, I'm on the plane going to Cebu, and I'm sat at the side of a Filipino girl, married to a Scottish guy, and I'm chatting to a Dutch guy. Nice guy. He's in construction, and he's there for a month, and he's booked a place with his girlfriend. By the sounds of it, he did live in the Philippines for 3 years. So yeah, he was living in the Philippines with his girlfriend for 3 years. Don't know what happened, but he went back home, and once a year he just goes back to the Philippines, according to him. And anyway, guys, so they'll bring you a form. They don't always bring you the form. They'll bring you a form, and it's, before you can enter into the Philippines, you have to fill a form in. What are you doing in the Philippines? Are you on business, pleasure? Do you own a business? How old are you? Just all the normal things. So I'm filling this form in, guys. Takes me about 3 hours to fill a form in. So I'm asking the guy and the girl how to fill this form in. Anyway, the girl and the guy, they helped me to fill the form in. I just said, "What do you tick here?" And the guy just says, "I tick all." So I just ticked everything on the list. Then I'm straight through when I get to customs. So, yeah, we're chatting away, and we gets to Cebu. Like I said, nice people. We get a little bit of food from Hong Kong to Cebu on the flight. And I think it's a 4-hour flight from Hong Kong to Cebu. I think it's a 4 or 5 hour flight. But it doesn't seem to take that long, guys. So my plan was just to go to Cebu, find an hotel, sleep in the hotel, and then I'm going to Bacolod, because I'm going to Murcia. That's Negros. So that's on Negros Island, guys, to meet a friend of mine. So a girlfriend of mine. So anyway, we gets to the airport, guys, and I go through the airport. I don't have a clue where I'm going. So I ask the porter, I say, "How do I get into Cebu?" And he says, "You can catch a bus, or you can get the taxi." So I caught a bus, and I got on the bus, and it was fairly cheap. I don't know, 100 pesos, 200 pesos, a taxi. Wow, white taxi, guys. Very careful. It might cost you 2,000 or 3,000 pesos. So I don't trust the white taxis. You'll see my previous videos. Can be dangerous to take a white taxi. But you'll be fine if you've got the money, guys. So I got on the bus, and I went to the Ayala Mall. And I got off at the Ayala Mall, and I didn't have a clue where there was an hotel or a room or a guest house. So I walked up to the guard outside the Ayala Mall, and I said, "Where can I find an hotel?" He said, "Get in the white taxi, sir." And I thought, white taxi? I said, "Can I walk to the hotel?" He says, "No, you need to get in a white taxi, sir, and ask the taxi driver," which I didn't like. But the white taxi, the taxi driver, this one was okay. I jumped in the taxi and I said to the guy in the taxi, can you take me to a cheap guest house? So he says, okay sir, up the road. So we went up the road from the Isle Mall, a left turn. I've got the name of the hotel, but it's in my suitcase. I thought, well, I'll just do a little video because it's Sunday and I'm not so busy. So I went into the guest house, quite a nice lady and two girls. And I said to the lady, how much for a room? I think it was for 2 days. I asked for 2 or 1 day. I think it was 1 day I asked for, guys. I says, well, tomorrow, because I'm going to fly, I'm going to get the bus, or fly to Negros. It was 1,000 pesos. So I said, okay, I'll have it. She said, the room's not ready. I says, okay, I'll come back later. 1,000 pesos. You bet if it's for 1 or 2 days, guys, don't get it. Just take it. Just take it. If you're going on, just take the room, because it's cheap. So I thought, well, I walk up the road and see if I can find another guest house. So I walk up the road, guys, to see if I can find another guest house. And I see a big hotel near the Isle Mall. So I thought, well, I'll go to this hotel, see how much it is, because I like this hotel. So I went into the hotel and I said, how much for a room, miss? So I sir, how are you? I said, oh, I'm fine, thanks. How much for a room, miss, for 1 to 2 nights? I said, just 1 night will do, miss, because I'm flying, or I'm going to catch the bus to Negros. Wow, it was something like 5,000 pesos for the night. So I said, 5,000 pesos? I said, there's a guest house down the road for 1,000 pesos, not 5. Whereabouts, sir? I says, down the road. I says, okay, take care. And I was off. Quite nice girls at the hotel. 5,000 pesos a night. I'm glad I wasn't stopping for a week. So I went back to the hotel. I went back to the guest house near the Isle Mall. It was on the back streets, guys, off the main road. You know, there's lots of big towers. And I don't like the cities. There's nothing there. I wanted to get out of the cities fast. So, guys, I went back to the guest house. And I says, hi, miss. I says, yeah, I'll take the room. She says, we haven't got it ready, sir. You wasn't sure if you wanted to stay. I said, yeah, I'm fine, I'll stay. I thought, 1,000 pesos. I'm stopping. 1-2 nights, I'm off to meet my girlfriend in Murcia, near Twin Rivers. So guys, she said, we get the room ready, sir. So I had a cup of coffee and I sat downstairs. And this English couple walked in. It was a girl and a guy. And as soon as they start to chat to the lady, I thought English. But I didn't chat to them. I didn't say hi to them. I just smiled. They looked at me. And they said, yeah, hi there. We've booked a room for tonight. This is a lesson, guys. And I thought, wow, that's a good lesson. She says, so she looked in the book. She says, no, I don't. You're not in the book. He says, yes, we booked with booking.com and we've already paid. And she looks, says, no, sir, the confirmation hasn't come through. So, guys, that's a lesson. So, they asked for the money back. And the guy, he was an English guy, but really tight. If 1,000 pesos, I'd have just left it and walked out. He wanted his 1,000 pesos back. So he took the lady's name, they took the address of the guest house. He wanted the 1,000 back. Maybe he was on the dole. Or he didn't have a job. But nice guy, nice lady. So I think he'd have got his 20 quid back, his 1,000 pesos, £18 back. Anyway, there wasn't a room, so he had to go and find another guest house, which it's a bit dodgy late at night, guys. 7 o'clock. It's dark at 6 o'clock in the Philippines. So, guys, I went up to my room and I got a shower. I have something to eat and I just fell asleep. I got up the next day and I think it was a Sunday. And I went to the Isle Mall about 9 o'clock in the morning. It was closed. It doesn't open while 10 in the morning. So I went back to the hotel and I walked in the hotel, guys. And there was a girl and she was at the vending machine. And I looked at the girl and she was bending over. Don't get me wrong, she's bending over getting something to drink, and I see the girl and I went, "Hi, how are you?" And I start to chat to the girl. Well, she told me she worked in Cebu, near the Isle Mall. And she also told me she's from the south of Cebu. So I start to chat to her. I says, "Yeah, I'm going to meet my girlfriend tomorrow. She's in Negros, and I think the best way is to go down to Dumaguete. Then I think I did it all wrong, guys. I said I think it's best to go to Dumaguete, down into Cebu, cross into Dumaguete. I'm thinking this is an hour trip, and then to Bacolod, then from Bacolod into Murcia. So I'm thinking this is a couple of hour trip. Oh, she says, "Oh, you're better getting a bus. Go to the bus terminal in Cebu, and from the bus terminal, go down into the south of Cebu." I'm thinking it's an hour trip, like I keep saying. And then you cross, and then you can catch the bus, and you can go into Dumaguete. Anyway, I should have really chatted about it, because I thought, I did think, guys, you went to the port in Cebu, and then from Cebu, near the Isle Mall, 15 minutes bus drive, taxi drive, and then you just went straight across into Negros, but it's not the case. Anyway, so I got chatting to the girl and she was waiting for her boyfriend. I'm trying to Finland. I think he was from Finland, not Finland, I remember. But he was, I'll remember where he's from, not Finland. She was waiting for her boyfriend. Anyway, her boyfriend turned up. I think he was in his 60s. She was about 28, really nice girl. Can't remember her name, but she lived down in the south of Cebu. She had 2 daughters. Anyway, guys, she waved to me when I was passing, and I met her and her boyfriend and her 2 daughters. And they was drinking beer. She said, you want to drink a beer? I said, "Oh no, I don't drink." So I had a cup of coffee. And I was chatting to them. And I got on about going down and crossing into Dumaguete. Anyway, guys. So I said, "I'll see you tomorrow, nice girls." And I went up to my room. And the next day I came down and I went to the Isle Mall. And I saw them and I waved. They was having breakfast. And then I went to the Isle Mall and I went to Jellybees. Yeah, I like Jellybees. I think I had chicken, rice. Oh, I have all sorts when I go to Jellybees. Fries, coffee. I go to the 24/7 one because they serve coffee. So I went to a walk round the Isle Mall. And it's Christmas time and it's all lit up, guys. Quite beautiful, nice place. I think I stopped there till the afternoon. And then I thought, I'm going. There's nothing in the Isle of Mall for me. So I got out of the Isle of Mall, met a few people, said hi, hello, and I went to the phone counter. And I think it was my old phone, this old phone. And I went to the counter and I got the girl to put some load on my phone. She put me a SIM card in and she put the load on my phone. Quite a nice girl. She says, it's fine now, sir, you're fine to go. And I said, can I use it? Will it? Yes, it's fine to go, sir. And then I contacted my girlfriend, told her I was crossing to Negros. I told her I was catching the bus down to Dumaguete. She didn't have a clue. She lives in the Philippines. She don't even know how to get to Cebu. So guys, I went back to the hotel and I looked for my friends from Cebu and the guy, her boyfriend. And I saw them and they were sat at the table and I waved and I thought, I'll go down and say, you know, goodbye and nice to meet you and then I'm off. Anyway, I went downstairs and they weren't there, they'd gone. I think they'd already gone back down into the south of Cebu. I think the girl and her two daughters, they'd gone back to south of Cebu and that was it. Like I said, I was going to say that, well, see you later, bye, and all the rest of it. Have a nice chat. Anyway, so I asked the lady. So I've come back from Jellybees, from the Isle of Mall, and I asked the lady in the hotel. I said, Miss, can you phone me a taxi, please? I want to go to the bus terminal. Oh, you're not stopping, sir? I said, no, I'm going to Negros. So the white taxi came and I says, is it safe to get in the taxi, miss? The white taxi. Can you tell the guy, I specifically told the lady, I said, can you tell the guy I'm not going to wear the scams. I'm aware of the scams and I just want to go to the bus depot. Yes, okay, I'll phone you a taxi. So I sit there for about 10 minutes and the white taxi came. I said goodbye and then I jumped in the white taxi and I said, I'm going down to, I says, bus terminal please. And he says, where you going, sir? Is it your first time in Cebu? I said, yeah, it's my first time in Cebu, but not my first time in the Philippines. Because if they know you're not so wise, they'll scam you. The white taxis will scam you. And like I said in my previous videos, the white taxi drivers can be very dangerous. Not all of them. I'm sure some of them are good guys. Anyway, but like I said, be very careful of white taxis in the Philippines and tricycle drivers. So I said, I'm going down to the port. I want to go to Dumaguete. Oh, I can take you 5,000 pesos, sir. I said, no, just take me to the bus depot. Okay, so he took me to the bus depot. It was expensive. It was something like 800 pesos. It should have been about 150 pesos. Maybe 300 or 400 pesos. I'm not sure, guys. So I got to the depot and I got the bus. And from the depot, the bus depot, guys, to Dumaguete, I think it was 6 hours on the bus, 6 to 8 hours on the bus, long journey. And when it's hot, no air conditioning. So I got on the bus and I think it was about 150, 250 pesos. From 5,000 pesos, yeah, it's a lot. So I got on the bus and I'm running down now. I'm on the bus now, guys. And we're going towards the south of Cebu. And when I found out it was 5 or 6 hours, I thought, well, it's 5 or 6 hours jump on the ferry, half an hour, I'm going to be in Bacolod, and then I'll be in Murcia. No, not the case. Anyway, guys, so it's a long journey down into the south of Cebu. So we're going down into the south of Cebu, guys. We make one stop, I buy some bananas, get back on the bus. We get all the way down, guys, into the south of Cebu, to the ferry terminal. Anyway, we gets off at the ferry terminal. I think there was only about 15 people, 25 people, crossing over onto Negros to do Megeti. Anyway, guys, when we got to the port, I didn't meet a girl on the bus. Well, you just meet girls, guys, everywhere you go. So I meet a girl on the bus, and she's chatting to her boyfriend. You was going to assume. She's quite a nice girl, and she's chatting to her boyfriend. He's an indie guy. And she shows me the indie guy on the phone, and I say hi, and I wave to him, and he says hi, and they're having a laugh and a joke. Probably the foreigner. Yeah. Anyway, she's quite a nice girl, and she have an indie boyfriend. He seems a nice guy. Like I say, I see him on the phone. So I'm chatting to her, and I say, where are you going, miss? She says, I'm going to Dumaguete. And I says, oh, are you getting the ferry to Dumaguete? She says, yes. I said, well, I'm new here in Cebu. She says, don't worry, sir, I'll take you to the ferry and I'll make sure you get the bus. Nice Filipinos are nice people, guys. Lots of Filipinos are nice people. Yeah, there's dangerous ones, but lots of Filipino people. And like I say, not all the white taxis are bad. Bad people. I mean, here in the UK, England, there's bad people everywhere. So I'm used to good people, bad people. But when you're in the Philippines, you're a target. Don't forget that. You're a foreigner. So some will love you and some will hate you. Anyway, guys, so we gets off the bus and we cross onto the ferry, and I'm sat with the girl at the back of the front of the ferry, where you can look across onto Negros Island, and I think, wow, I'm here, so I'm happy, and I feel like 10 men. I'm happy I'm there at the port down in the south of Cebu, and I'm crossing to Negros, and I'm sat with the girl, and she's chatting to her. She's always chatting to her boyfriend all the trip. And the guy came up. I told you about the scams. The guy came up, and I'm sat with the girl, and he says, I think it was really cheap, guys. It was something like 100 pesos to cross from the south of Cebu to cross over into Dumaguete. You don't cross, you go to the port near Dumaguete, not to Dumaguete. It's near Dumaguete, so it's Dumaguete port. I could be wrong, guys. I don't know the name of the port, but you still have to travel into Dumaguete. So I'm on the ferry with the girl, and the guy came up, the ticket guy, and he went, oh, that's 50 pesos, miss, or 100 pesos. Maybe 150 pesos, I don't remember. It's cheap to cross. I was expecting it 1,000 pesos, because, yeah, the foreigner, they say the foreigner, it would have been 1,000 pesos. And he took her ticket, it was something like 100 pesos, and I gave him 100 pesos. In fact, I think I gave him 100 pesos, and it was 50 apiece, and I said it's fine. So I paid for the girl, if I remember, because she's a nice friendly girl. And he gave me the change back. I think he gave me change back, so I must have gave him more than 100 pesos. And he says, and he gave me, and then he started to think, and he looked at me and the girl's chatting to the boyfriend on the phone, and he went, are you two together? And I said, no, but I'd already paid. And he like frowning at, I think he thought, because I know he was going to charge me more than the girl, but he didn't get away with it. Anyway, so I'm chatting to my girlfriend and I'm saying to her, I'm on the ferry, I'm crossing to Negros. So I'm crossing to Negros, guys. And I tell her I'm crossing to Negros. I don't think she believes I'm crossing to Negros. So I send her the video. And I'm also talking to one of my friends. And she lives in Bacolod. She's from near Sipoli. Old Escalante. She's from Old Escalante. And I'm chatting to her and I'm telling her I'm there in the Philippines. And I send her the video to prove I'm there. Because I'm asking her where can I stay, is there a cheap guest house, a good hotel. Anyway, guys, we're crossing over and we reach the other side. So we're in the port for Dumaguete. So I'll chat to you about when I go into Dumaguete, which is a bit shady. I meet two guys. And they're waiting for the bus to do... No, not the bus. They can't afford the bus. We get a tricycle, a jeepney. No, I think it's a jeepney or a tricycle we got. I think it's a tricycle. Motorbike one. Really uncomfortable. My back's killing anyway because of the bus ride and the ferry. Hours and hours on the bus, and then it's about 2 hours on the ferry. So guys, I'll chat about you when I go into Dumaguete. But I'm in the port now.